Hello there. What's going on, everyone? Today we're going to be talking about some of our hopes for X-Wing. These are specifically my hopes, but hopefully you share them. Hopefully they are our hopes. Things that I think X-Wing might have done better for it through Atomic Mass Games. We're going to find out a little bit more this coming weekend, March 18th through the 20th. Is the mini stravaganza, so stay tuned for that. Also, big thanks to today's sponsor, Luxury Playstyle. Be sure to check out luxuryplaystyle.com for your token needs. These are full metal, beautiful tokens. You are going to absolutely love them. Save 15% with code CrabbokVIP, and while supplies last, orders of $35 or more are going to get a free Crabbok token thrown in with the license plate. No, lightsaber nunchucks. They are license plate. You could get that on your license plate if you wanted to. But yes, they're amazing tokens. You're gonna love those. Okay, so check out this wish list of mine. Here we go. I want to talk about some of the things that I think Atomic Mass Games could do better with X-Wing, and the first one is communication. And they have started off on a really good foot with communication for Star Wars Legion, but not so much for Star Wars Armada and X-Wing. And I think Armada's had a little bit more. We've had a little because there's like there's a pretty big wave coming out for Armada. And now X-Wing had a little bit of love. There was a little bit of spoilers in the Atomic Mass Games their first big live stream, and we're gonna probably get some more. We're going to get the rest of the Squadron expansions spoiled during this mini stravaganza. They've already talked about that. They're going to showcase everything else that's coming, which is very nice. I say very nice because we don't really have anything else that's coming after that. Are we getting the Razor Crest? Is there going to be another wave? Is this the end of X-Wing? What are your plans moving forward? What are your plans regarding organized play? What are your plans regarding the waves? Are we going to see more Squadron packs? Is the First Order going to get a Squadron pack? Are we going to see Squadron packs for the Clone Wars factions? Are they going to get something? Are we going to see more original new ships for the original 3 factions? Are we going to get all of the rest of our ships reprinted in 2.0 like what was originally promised? Are we going to get more huge ships to complete the set? Are you going to re-release that Raider that's 2.0 boxed up and I'm sure you got in a warehouse somewhere? Like, all of these things are things that I think we can get hopefully more communication over, and I would genuinely love to see. And so far, I think Atomic Mass Games has put their a good foot forward in trying to get us a lot of information without being too forthcoming. Also, who's working on X-Wing now? That's another thing we want to know. And we know that Luke Eddy from Star Wars Legion, who is the Legion lead developer right now, is also the overseer of all of their Star Wars games. So he is, in at the overseer level for both X-Wing and Armada as well. That doesn't mean that he's doing game design, though. It's just that he's the senior developer that came over from FFG to Atomic Mass Games. So that gives him a little bit of seniority over whoever the new development staff is, and hopefully we'll find out about that. But I want to go on to some other things that I think would be great that hopefully they will tell us about, hopefully some things that we will learn about. One of those is more upgrade card packs, right? Like, do you remember these? These were great. Weren't they Hotshots and Aces fully loaded and never tell me the odds? Upgrade card packs are a really cool thing, and they've been doing them more in, all of the games have some kind of upgrade card collection now. And I think this is some of the best content you can get, especially for your buck, right? They're cheap, and you're getting stuff for so many different ships. You're getting such a depth of new content with something like this, and I think it's wonderful. So I hope they continue to do these, to do things like this, and have them reflect in all of the different factions too, because Hotshots and Aces had 5 factions worth of new pilots, but we do have some other pilots in the world of Star Wars. We do have some other factions. We have the Clone Wars era, and I think we could definitely go for some more droid pilots and some more Sith pilots and some more Jedi pilots and some more clones. We got lots more clones. We got a lot of names in the Clone Wars, and not that many ships. So I think the Clone Wars in particular is very, very ripe for more and more pilots for the same old ships, to give them new life and new civilizations, to boldly give them what no pack has given them before. Star Trek just crept in there somehow. But yeah, I would love to see more card packs in the future for Star Wars X-Wing. Another thing that I would love to see in the future for Star Wars X-Wing. This one I've been talking about. You've seen the surveys, right? Bases. More, bring these back. Bring them back into their 2.0 packaging if you must. I don't care what the packaging looks like. Include medium bases, please. You can do all your small bases in one pack. Do like a medium and a large in another pack, or do maybe 2 medium, 2 large in another pack. I mean, charge more for them if you want. Like, these things are like super cheap. They're like $5 or less in most stores that still have them, and they're awesome. They put these out in so many different colors. These things were awesome. How many people had like broken bases over the years, lost bases over the years, lost pegs? Pegs break. These acrylic things, man, that people like box them up. They carry them around in tackle boxes. They bad things happen to these things. So you don't, and it's already hard enough to get replacement parts now. Like, good luck. I've heard so many horror stories from people trying to get their replacement bases and trying to get replacement pieces. It's just not a good thing. So, what I'd really like them to start making some more of these. So this way, folks that maybe just need a replacement piece that don't feel like waiting forever can drop a few bucks and get a whole bunch of other stuff. You can put them in the original clear. You can put them in fancy new colors. I want these for all the games, especially, but X-Wing is most overdue because now you went from having maybe an entire fleet decked out in purple, or green, or orange, or red, or blue, or clear, or whatever your colors were, to now having a mixed fleet because there's no medium bases in this style. So you can't run a whole color coordinated fleet anymore unless they're all clear. And that's kind of a bummer. People have been asking about the medium bases for a long time. And when FFG was still at the helm, I mean, I was at the Star Wars Celebration when they had this first panel when they announced the huge ships were coming and that huge ships could use them too. And somebody asked like this question, and when they had an open mic, and somebody's like, "Hey, are you going to do more of these packs?" And they're like, "Well, there's plenty of packs already in the stores." He's like, "But not for medium bases." And then they just moved on and like didn't even address it. So I wonder if they're waiting, or what's going on, or maybe they just don't know if there's a demand. I assure you, there's a demand. So. Yeah, these things were awesome, and there would still be a demand if they were worried about not making enough money. Again, just charge an extra $1 or $2 for them. Like the people that I promise you, people will still maybe some people won't buy them, but I mean these things are a hot commodity. I believe, at least. I think they're beautiful, having a whole fleet of ships on some fancy acrylic bases. I love them. Okay, I'm going to get into something that is maybe a little more niche now. But and we're going to talk about some things that I think were maybe mistakes with X-Wing 2.0 that I don't think require a 3.0. But if they want to think about doing some of these things, I would be all in favor of. And this is where you and I might disagree a little bit. But like, I would love to play with quick builds more often. Quick builds, the idea of quick builds is very clever, right? It's just that you've got like, hey, maybe I don't want to put together a whole list or whatever. And I think quick builds is a cool concept that you could apply to a lot of different other games as well. In Armada and Legion both, there's like some kind of standard kind of like, here's how you outfit a Stormtrooper. Here's how you outfit an Imperial Star Destroyer, and X-Wing kind of took the lead in this. And this was supposed to save you all this time. The problem is, if I want to run Poe Dameron with proton torpedoes, BB-8, Black One, integrated S-foils, and afterburners, I got a problem. Because maybe I don't remember what all of those cards do. If I'm a newer player, if I'm showing up to a place, all right, so the proton torpedo, especially for me, who played so much X-Wing 1.0, like there's a lot of, I have to look up a lot of stuff. I have to reference rule cards all the time because I have so much 1.0. Like, wait, does the proton torpedo, do they spend the lock to fire, or do you just have to have the lock? Because in 1.0 you had to spend the lock, and I don't think you do in 2.0. I say even right now, I'd have to check. How is Poe Dameron's ability worded exactly? Is that like, do I get to just flip a focus for free every time I'm attacking? Oh, wait, that's 1.0. That kind of stuff. So what I would love for them to do is reprint quick builds. Like we were talking about like upgrade card packs, right? Well, how about quick build card packs? release a whole deck, a whole box of quick builds. This would be amazing. Or you could do a smaller packs, like per faction. You can get each faction, so if faction-specific players can just get, hey, I want a box of resistance quick builds. Maybe it's a smaller pack. Maybe it's only like $2-3 or something like that, buying a pack of baseball cards or something like that. But I think that'd be really awesome if they did quick builds for every ship, and you could do that. Like I think I would love to have every single pilot have a quick build, and have every single quick build pilot look something like this. Have you seen these promos that they have? These this was like a limited set of promos, and these were amazing for all of these quick builds. That it's got some cool art on it. I don't even need this kind of art, because again, you're looking for a whole lot more art. And then again, maybe you just use that pilot art. But it has the quick build stuff, but it also has the descriptions. So you don't have to play guessing games on what your stuff actually does. You could even have it dual-sided, right? And just have the pretty art on the front, and then maybe you flip it over and it's like the other one, or maybe you get the full descriptions on the backside. You could totally do that. It only becomes problematic if you're using flippable cards, like your S-foils open and closed, and then maybe you just have the open version on one side and the closed version on the other side. It's not that hard to do, but I love the idea of quick builds that have all of the information on the card. I think that's how it needs to be. I think that's how they all need to be, because when you have to pull out all the upgrade cards, then it's not a quick build. It takes you even longer, because technically you've got all those cards plus one more because you need the quick build card itself. So, it's like, it's not saving you any time. It's not saving me any time. For me, the time consuming part is going through and finding all these cards. I'm like, all right, hold on. Where's my first order specific stuff? Okay, I don't know. Where's my general cards? Where's my generic? Oh, where's my talents? Oh, they're over in this binder, and they're in this. Like, there's a lot of cards for X-Wing. It's like, I've got 2 binders like stacked up. Like, it's nuts. It's insane. So I love something that's going to save me time, that I can just play really quick. Like, whoosh, there you go. And granted, you can like print out. Some people will print out their lists and stuff. I'll do that once in a while for games. But I think quick builds would be a really fun format. I would play quick build if it was here. I have never played a game of quick build, because I thought about it one time and I was like, oh wait, but I don't know what that does. I still have to pull out all the cards. Well, if I'm going to do that, I might as well just build a list. So I would love for them to do this, and this would be no problem. It wouldn't take anything away from the game, because you'd just be printing out stuff. Like, you could even do it with the quick builds that already exist. You wouldn't even have to design new quick builds. I mean, I think it's a good idea. Let me know in the comments if you disagree or not. I think it's a great idea, as a matter of fact. I think it's a fantastic idea. I think it's a nunchuck-worthy idea. And this last one is the most wild and crazy. My biggest complaint with X-Wing 2.0 was that they didn't fix my biggest complaint with X-Wing 1.0. And it's that in Star Wars Armada, you have just a ship, and you can put an officer on it. And a lot of fans back in the days of X-Wing 1.0 said, why don't we just take an X-Wing and just make it an X-Wing card? And then you put the pilot on the X-Wing card. So people like homebrewed, the homebrewed pilots and stuff like that. And this one, they made Corran Horn be able to go in an X-Wing and an E-Wing, which, it all makes sense. It's understandable. But, and this is probably something that wouldn't come until they did a 3.0 or something like that. It would be very problematic to try and do something like this. Although it could be done in parallel. It would require like a whole separate optional buy, where if you just wanted to have one X-Wing base and one X-Wing ship card, like you would already have, and then you just put the pilot on there. For me, that would be much simpler, because one of the problems you have is, like, it's bad enough you have to go pick your pilot card out anyway and search through, for all the upgrades you want, but then you also have to search through all the cardboard chits. And the problem is, cardboard chits all look the same, right? Like when you're digging through, have you ever been digging through like a gallon bag of cardboard chits and like, all right, where's my Wedge Antilles? Hold on, I got, no, that's Red Squadron. Where's Wedge Antilles? I lost a Wedge Antilles that way and wrote to FFG, and they sent me another one, which was the first time I ever had to write with them, and do a return or a support request through them. And to this day, I don't know if I truly lost it or I could just never find it, because I was always flipping these little cardboard chits over, trying to read this like minuscule fine print to find which ones happens to be Wedge Antilles, or core and horn, right? And there's nothing on that base that's any different from any other ship base other than the initiative and the pilot name, which are also both on the cards. And here's the thing. In X-Wing 2.0, you still have to mark every ship anyway for target lock or for locking purposes and for identification. So every ship needs an identifier anyway. So if every single X-Wing, I'm using X-Wings for example, if I was running an X-Wing build, if every single X-Wing needs to have a little number 1, 2, or 3, or 4, and it pairs up to a ship card 1, 2, and 3, or 4, then what does it matter? Right? Like that's, you don't need that little number on there, because people don't spend the game looking at the bases of the ship minis with a magnifying glass. They look at the cards in front of them. So that's what I would do differently. But again, that could constitute a fairly big change unless it was just an optional purchase for your convenience. But it would also make it harder to update something, because like, all right, what is the base X-Wing going to cost, and then what is each pilot? So that would make the like points adjustments way more complicated. So I don't really see them doing this, but I think they should have done it from the beginning. And if AMG ever does decide to go with a 3.0, I think this is something that they need to do. This also makes it a lot easier to like set up and display your collection, because like that's what I do with Armada. I just put the base in there, and I don't need to ever do anything. I don't have to swap out my cardboard bases, and they're dual-sided in Armada, but I wanted to do that with X-Wing. When 2.0 came out, I set everything up and had a base in there, and then the first time I wanted to run a ship that wasn't the base that was in there, I had to go digging through everything again. I was like, oh, this is why, I tried to put the bases I'd be most likely to use in there, but that's not the case. I mean, how many times are you just going to run Luke Skywalker in an X-Wing before you decide you want to run a different X-Wing? So it's a pain in the butt, problematic. I think it's something that they should at least keep in the back of their mind if they're ever looking to revamp. Now, they have said they're not doing 3.0, so don't worry about that. I do have an old April Fool's joke for 3.0, but I don't think this is anything that we're going to see, but I wanted to include it anyway. But let me know some of your thoughts down in the comment section. What are some of the things that you would like to see in the future? I mean, obviously more ships and more expansions, and a lot of people want more huge ships. A lot of people want Mandalorian stuff. There's no reason why we shouldn't see the Razor Crest spoiled soon. I mean, we know that they're doing Mandalorian stuff. We know that that's been in the works for quite a while now, so let's see what you got. I'm ready. But who knows? Maybe we'll have to wait until 2022. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching, and be sure to click the links down in the description. We've got links to Discord. You can hop in our Discord server there. It's the C5 Discord. Don't ask me what it stands for again. I can't remember off the top of my head, but there's 5 things that start with C. One of them is Crabbok, and the other one is like channel, and the other ones are good. They're good C words. They're really good C words. They're not foods that start with C. And I also want to thank my patrons. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much. And as always, have a great day.